Kurnool District Bar Association. At the outset, I would like to convey my hearty greetings and best wishes to all of you on this 75th day. My friends, this is the day that we celebrate to commemorate the enforcement of the Constitution which came into force on 26th November 1950. While celebrating the Republic Day, it is our bounden duty to reassess and analyze how the Constitution of India, which caters to the needs of all sections of people, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, place, language, and state, and unites the entire nation. And that is why our nation is known for unity and diversity. So this Constitution is being implemented for the last 75 years. We have completed 75 years of enforcement of the Constitution of India. It is a time for all of us being lawyers, all of us to retrospect and reassess how best the constitutional goal, which were enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution, are being implemented by the successive governments. Because Babasaheb Ambedkar said that the Constitution of India is not a mere lawyer's document. It's a way of life. It's a spirit for the future generations. It's a way of life. So it is not a mere paper. It's not a lawyer's document. We have to go through the Constitution of India, and we have to read the Constitution of India and know the rights of the citizens and duties of the citizens, and as well as the rights and duties, the powers of the state and central governments. Then only, because one thing that Babasaheb Ambedkar warned the future generation, that on the day of the Constitution came into force, that he said that however the good the Constitution may be, it will become bad if the bad people mans it and implements it. And however the bad Constitution may be, if the people who are ruling under the Constitution are good, and the Constitution becomes good. And further he warned that on January 26, 1950, we are entering into a state of contradictions. Now today, because the Constitution has come into force, we have become free and we have got a political democracy. That means every man has got equal value, one vote, one value in all walks of life, only in respect of political democracy. But there are still inequalities, social inequalities and economic inequalities. And as long as these social and economic inequalities are continuing, the essence of political democracy will not bear fruits. So it is very essential to eradicate the social and economic disparities in order to make this political democracy a real life, a success. That was the otherwise this political democracy has no meaning at all, and the democracy will become in peril. That was the warning given by Babasaheb Ambedkar. And he further said that the Constitution of India is strong enough to hold the country together in peace times and war times. In peace times and war times, if the Constitution fails, it is not the fault of the Constitution, but it is the fault of the people who are implementing the Constitution by getting power in accordance with the Constitution. The people are white. So who are to be blamed? According to the Constitution, who has prepared the Constitution? No doubt, this Constituent Assembly has prepared it. Babasaheb Ambedkar is the father of the Indian Constitution. But the preamble speaks that we the people of India, who have drafted, enacted, adopted and presented this Constitution to ourselves on this day. So that is the power, that means the ultimate sovereigns in a democratic republic are the people who are the sovereigns. So they elect the governments, and there is a clear-cut separation of powers between the three organs of the state: parliament, executive and the judiciary, and there are checks and balances provided. So if the Constitution is not properly being implemented, it is the exclusive fault and responsibility of the government elected under the Constitution by the people to represent their aspirations, to administer the country or the states on their behalf. So ultimately, everybody is answerable to the Constitution and the people. So Constitution is the supreme law of the land. But what we are witnessing, and as a social engineers, as a lawyers, we must see whether the spirit of the Constitution is being properly enforced and implemented during the last 75 years. So it is our bounden duty. I would like to say that, sir, once this is a constitution, the world's biggest constitution, largest constitution, and we are the largest democracy. So many people, so many countries have become independent. But their democracy has fallen everywhere. But this constitution, which binds the people together, sustained the democratic form of government for the last 75 years and maintained this country intact. That is the greatness of the constitution. So it is for us now to reassess and reanalyze how best the constitution is being implemented, whether the people who are elected to power are really implementing the spirit of the constitution or acting against the objectives which are enshrined in the preamble of the constitution. If that is the case, we are to be blamed. We are to be blamed because ultimately sovereigns are people. So nothing, we have to blame nothing, nobody except ourselves. That's what Babasaheb Ambedkar said. So my appeal to all the legal fraternity to awake and arise to our social responsibility and constitutional responsibility to safeguard this constitution from dilution, from destruction, and to maintain the fabric of democratic and social and secular fabric of this country. That is liberty, equality, and fraternity, the ultimate aim of the constitution. Basing on those principles, let us rededicate ourselves to the ideals of the constitution on this precious day of Republic Day, while celebrating, and it should not be a mere celebration for the sake of formality, but we should have a commitment to the constitution. Then only the real meaning of the Republic